It's Ian with Humbucker Soup today to talk about slide guitar techniques. It's a style of guitar that has a lot of different purposes and plays in a lot of types of music, and today we're going to look at some tonal and technical techniques that we can use to employ it into our own. Let's get started. So let's talk about some of the techniques that we can use to control the sound of the slide. The slide can be very loud and noisy if we're not controlling which strings we're letting ring out. One thing that is very helpful is to take your slide on your ring or your pinky finger and use the other fingers to control the strings that are not being played. What I'm doing here is I'm letting these middle and index finger really rest along the strings so I can feel which strings are being vibrated. And then I'm using the slide to lay over the string that I want to sound only as heavily as is needed to sustain the note. And now I'm using my pinky to control where that vibrato may happen, or where the pitch is being corrected, or when the note is being slid into or out of. Another great way to do this is to use your flesh of your free fingers and one single finger to pluck the note. So you create sort of a box, kind of like an ebow above a string. Let's play the G string. And what I'm doing is using the index finger to play the note. This is a D that I'm playing. And I'm using my thumb to mute the D string and my ring finger to mute the B string. You can move this shape over, below, or above it. But you're just basically creating different ways to control the muting. Next, let's look at some triads that are available in standard tuning. We have a G string, and we have the third above it in the B string, and the fifth below it in the D string. That creates a major triad, in this case of a G, with a D, G, B. That's a 5, 1, 3. We can move that up a fourth. Now we have a 4 chord, so that's our C. Move it up a step from that. Now we have a D. So we have a 1, 4, and 5. That'll give you a lot of legs in a lot of different types of music. You go up an octave, then you have a G again. If you move it down a whole step, you have an F, which is your flat 7. And again, if you want another chord, you have a flat third in this B flat. This is really helpful in blues. Which you heard in the opening song, which was actually in G standard. But again, this is in a common both tunings. So another technique that we can use is the volume pedal or a delay pedal in combination to create swells and sustain. I have a delay that's running after a volume. And the volume is very effective in controlling when the transient of the note comes through or when it doesn't. So I can create violining effects even without the delay. And as you hear, that vibrato is being used to give it some character, but it also helps me control my accuracy. So if I hit the note and it's dead on, or if it's flat, I can use that vibrato either artfully or as a way of correcting, like that. But with the delay after it, you get the sort of pedal steel effect. And that delay sustains even when I kill the volume, so I can readjust so that I can control the attack. So we've looked at a few ways to use the slide and how to control our pitch and our vibrato, as well as which notes we can play, and the different types of techniques we can use to get different effects. The key here is to try to explore these and develop your own sound, because this is as much like singing as anything the guitar can do. So work on our vibrato, work on our pitch, our accuracy, and our control, and that way we're going to develop our own styles even further. And that's the whole point of this. So thanks for practicing with us, and we'll see you next time.